guys, EJ here, back with another video, and today it's going to be my Blu-ray DVD update for April 30th, 2016. So yeah, basically my April update, stuff I've picked up over the past month. Very much a horror slash sci-fi slash fantasy update. All the movies will be from 2014. Still picking up, still working on my wish list from 2014, and some TV shows I picked up as well. Some from 2014, as far back as 2013, and even 2015. So yeah, I've got 12 things to show you. Like I said, 7 movies and 5 TV shows. So let's get started. Up first with the movies, I picked up As Above, So Below, directed by John Eric Dowdle. Yeah, cool, interesting horror film that I enjoyed a lot. Great setting, set in Paris, France, of course. Bunch of explorers go into the catacombs, the vast catacomb system below the streets of Paris, where millions upon bones and skulls can be found, and all sorts of creepy stuff. Yeah, cool little film. I enjoyed it quite a lot. Sort of like they're venturing into the depths of hell, if you like. Not a very well-known cast, but some good performances. I enjoyed this movie a lot. Good creepy atmosphere and a really great setting for a horror movie. As Above, So Below. Okay, moving on to another horror film I enjoyed a lot, and that is The Babadook, written and directed by Jennifer Kent, starring Essie Davis. Yeah, really cool Aussie horror film about this single mother trying to deal with her unruly child, who believes in monsters, and of course a weird book turns up on their doorstep. Yeah, if it's in a word or in a look, you can't get rid of the Babadook. Yeah, got the cool deluxe packaging with the pop-up of the Babadook figure. Really nice deluxe edition. The Babadook, really enjoyed it a lot. I thought Essie Davis was fantastic. The range of emotion she goes through in this movie were something else. Yeah, really cool film. The Babadook. Alright guys, moving on. I also picked up Marvel's Guardians of the Galaxy, directed by James Gunn, and of course starring Chris Pratt. Yeah, definitely not my favorite Marvel film of recent years, but I still enjoyed this movie. A bunch of weird misfits get together to help save the galaxy. Yeah, I thought Chris Pratt was good. Zoe Saldana. I really liked Dave Bautista's Drax. Yeah, Vin Diesel was excellent as Groot, even though he said 3 words throughout the whole movie. Bradley Cooper as Rocket, and then you've got a great supporting cast. People like Lee Pace, Glenn Close, Michael Rooker, Benicio del Toro, Jimon Hunsu, John C. Reilly. Great rocking soundtrack. Loads of fun, lots of cool action scenes. Guardians of the Galaxy was a lot of fun, but not my favorite Marvel film over the past few years. Alright, moving on. Also picked up a really cool sci-fi film, and that is Snowpiercer, directed by Bong Joon-ho, starring Chris Evans. Yeah, after a failed global warming experiment, the whole Earth has been covered in ice and snow, and the remaining survivors, the few survivors, live aboard a train that circles the globe. And there's a class system. There's different train cars, holds different classes. All the elite up front, and then the poorest of the poor at the back. And Chris Evans fights his way through all these train cars from the back to the front. Really cool film. I liked it a lot. Always been a fan of Chris Evans. Tilda Swinton was barely recognizable throughout this movie, but she's really good in this. Jamie Bell, Ed Harris. Yeah, cool film. John Hurt. Snowpiercer, I liked a lot. One of the coolest sci-fi films of 2014. Alright guys, moving on. I picked up Transcendence, directed by Wally Pfister. Yeah, starring Johnny Depp, Morgan Freeman, Rebecca Hall. I'm surprised this film really didn't do that well, and a lot of people hated it. But I really enjoyed this movie. Johnny Depp as a guy working on artificial intelligence. He gets shot down by anti-technology extremists. But before that, he manages to upload his consciousness into a supercomputer. And Rebecca Hall, his girlfriend or wife, whatever, is left to fend off a bunch of people who are coming after Johnny Depp, the supercomputer, to shut him down. I really enjoyed it. Really good cast, of course. Always been a fan of Johnny Depp and Morgan Freeman, but people like Paul Bettany, Cillian Murphy, Rooney Mara are in this film as well. Yeah, I really enjoyed it. Cool, interesting sci-fi film. I liked it a lot. I know a lot of people didn't care for it, but I dug it. And that is Transcendence. Alright, moving on to a very weird and wild film, and that is Tusk, directed by Kevin Smith, of course. Yeah, starring Justin Long, who plays a podcaster who goes in search of a story up in Canada, but when that falls through, he gets turned on to this old guy, this recluse, played by Michael Parks, who has a lifetime of adventures and stories to tell. But then, of course, poor Justin Long ends up being turned into something quite horrible and disturbing. Really cool film. Yeah, definitely a departure for Kevin Smith, that's for sure. Very far away from his View Askew universe. But I dug it. Always liked Justin Long. Haley Joel Osment is in the movie as well, along with Genesis Rodriguez, and a fantastic performance by Michael Parks. Really creepy, just a fucked up movie, Tusk, by Kevin Smith. Cool film, I dug it. Alright, and to finish off the movies, one of the best sci-fi films of the past couple years, terrific movie, directed by Jonathan Glazer, and that is Under the Skin. Starring Scarlett Johansson, this sexy alien driving around the highways of Scotland, seducing and luring guys into her vehicle so she can take them back to this sort of other worldly alien dimension where their bodies are consumed and whatnot. Just a really cool and creepy film, great atmosphere. Very little dialogue. Yeah, just a really interesting look to the movie. I know some people didn't care for the ending, but I still like the ending. Fantastic performance by Scarlett Johansson, sexy as hell. Really great movie. Under the Skin, one of the best sci-fi films of 2014. So that completes the movies. So I'll be moving on to the TV shows any second. Alright guys, moving on to the TV shows, a show I haven't talked about before, and this is the first season of it, and that is Bates Motel. Yeah, really cool sort of precursor to Psycho and the story of Norman Bates, Alfred Hitchcock's 1960 classic Psycho with Anthony Perkins. Yeah, really good show. I like it a lot. I think it's currently in its 4th season. I've seen the previous 3 seasons. Just never got around to picking up them on Blu-ray, but I decided to start doing that this year. And so Bates Motel season 1. Yeah, Vera Farmiga, fantastic as Norma Bates. She's really good, sort of sexy and a good mother still to her son, but this kind of a weird, creepy dynamic between the two of them, but just an intense, great performance by Vera Farmiga as Norma. Freddie Highmore as Norman, really good as well. Yeah, Freddie Highmore from Finding Neverland of all films. He's really good as Norman Bates, sort of the right mix of timidness and you see the glimpse of the the person he would become when he gets older. Yeah, really cool film. They moved to a small, like, Oregon, Portland town after the mysterious death of Norma's husband, which may or may not have been caused by Norman. Um, Max Terrier, I think is his name, plays Dylan, the older brother. He's good as well. And what's her name? Olivia Cook plays Emma. She plays Norman's friend, the girl who has trouble breathing and uses oxygen tank. She was in Me and Earl and The Dying Girl. But yeah, really enjoyed Bates Motel. But I haven't been watching season 4 this year. I know it's on right now. It's in the midst of season 4. I just haven't been watching it because I've been still trying to catch up on all the movies from last year that I still need to watch. But Bates Motel, good show. Really big fan of it. And Vera Farmiga as Norma is really the highlight. So that's Bates Motel season 1. All right, moving on to show I had to pick up, of course, an old favorite, and that is Game of Thrones, the complete 5th season. Of course, season 6 just started this past week. Huge fan of Game of Thrones. I'd say it's probably my favorite current TV show on right now. I've seen them all up to and including the first episode of season 6. Yeah, just a fantastic show. Absolutely love it. The characters, the intrigue, the sex, the scandal, the fights, the dragons, all that kind of shit. Yeah, Peter Dinklage, fantastic as Tyrion in this season. Very, very religious themes season. You've got Jonathan Pryce showing up in King's Landing and condemning everybody. Poor Marjorie and her brother, and then and then of course Cersei as well, forced to make that naked walk through the city, which was one hell of a scene. And then of course you've got Sansa with Littlefinger, and then she gets married to Rhys Bolton up in Winterfell. And then you've got sort of the end of Stannis Baratheon. And then of course Jon Snow as the head of the Night's Watch, taking on the White Walkers, all that kind of stuff. The raid on what's it called? I know it's in here somewhere. I'm gonna look it up. I want to get the name of it right. As far as the episode name, yeah, Hard Home. That's the episode list right here. And then he like raises the dead. That was a great fucking moment from the season. Yeah, and then of course Peter Dinklage on his way to Marine with the Spider to hook up with Daenerys, Emilia Clarke, fantastic. And then of course Maisie Williams is Arya. She's off in that seaside town, whatever it's called. Training to be a faceless nobody or whatever she's doing. I'm not sure what's going on with Arya's storyline, to be honest. But fantastic show, Game of Thrones, fantastic. Absolutely love it. And of course, had to pick up season 5 to go along with the other 4 seasons I have. And of course, we'll be watching episode 2 of season 6 tomorrow night. Alright guys, moving on to another show I haven't talked about before, but I picked up the first 2 seasons of it, and that is Penny Dreadful. Yeah, it airs on Showtime. In fact, season 3 starts tomorrow night, so hopefully I'll watch that. Yeah, really cool show that sort of takes an interesting look at classic literary monsters. Like people from Dracula, the Wolfman, Victor Frankenstein, his monster, Dorian Gray, that kind of stuff. Really terrific cast, led by Timothy Dalton, who's not on the cover of this, but of course, and Ava Green, terrific as Vanessa Ives, and Josh Hartnett. Yeah, really good show. I like it a lot. Really sort of dark and creepy. Lots of good blood and gore and some good solid nudity, which I'm definitely a fan of. Yeah, in the first season, Sir Malcolm, played by Timothy Dalton, loses his daughter His daughter gets murdered, and so he enlists the help of family friend Vanessa Ives and American outsider Ethan Chandler, played by Josh Hartnett, to figure out what happened. And to go along with that, I also picked up the second season. Again, no Timothy Dalton on the cover. Yeah, in this in this season they take on a band of witches, the Coven of Witches, which Vanessa had a history with. The head witch was played by Helen McCrory. She was really good on this season. And you've got other people like Rory Kinnear, who plays John Clare, Frankenstein's monster. Um, Billy Piper, really good as Lily as well. Yeah, Harry Treadaway, who plays Dr. Frankenstein. Really good show, Penny Dreadful. If you like these type of monsters, the classic movie monsters, interesting take, really good show on Showtime. And season 3 starts up tomorrow. So that's Penny Dreadful, season 1 and 2. And finally, last but definitely not least, finally picked up The Walking Dead, the complete 5th season. Of course, Andrew Lincoln as Rick Grimes, trying to lead his people to safety, always running into problems. Such a frustrating show at times on AMC, but still I enjoy it. But I must say I have not watched a lick of season 6, again because I've been catching up on so many movies from 2015. I just haven't watched The Walking Dead. But I have seen all the previous 5 seasons up to and including this one. Yeah, and this one, at the beginning, they find a way to escape from Terminus, and then they had that whole sort of standoff with the police, the cops at the hospital, and then they wind up in that other town, which they think is a safe haven, but there's a whole kind of shit going on there as well. Again, my favorite characters will always be Glenn and the guy played by Norman Reedus. Those two are my favorite. Maggie, of course, terrific. Yeah, really a good show at times, and sometimes a show that's hard to watch. But still enjoyed The Walking Dead, just haven't gotten around to watching season 6. And I haven't seen any of Fear the Walking Dead, so if you guys watch that show, let me know how that is. So that is The Walking Dead, the complete 5th season. So there you have it, 12 Blu-Rays, lots of good horror, sci-fi stuff in here. Let me know if you've seen all these movies and what you think of these TV shows if you watch them. Yeah, I'm interested in checking out Fear the Walking Dead as well. I haven't heard much about it, and I haven't seen any of it yet. So thank you for watching as always, and until next time, I'll see ya.
Bond. James Bond.